The tension in the courtroom was suffocating. The moment it happened, a chilling silence fell across the room. Diddy, once the untouchable titan of the music industry, who built a billion-dollar empire, suddenly slumped in his chair. His vitals began to dip, and security rushed in to steady him. The trigger? 50 Cent had just done the unimaginable. He leaked 20 years worth of secret recordings, material no one ever knew existed. What was supposed to be just another day of witness testimony exploded into chaos. All eyes turned to the witness stand as Diddy began gasping for air. The courtroom fell still, everyone frozen in disbelief. Up until now, Diddy had maintained a facade of calm throughout the trial, but something had shifted. Maybe it was the weight of truth crashing down. Maybe it was realizing his old friend had been secretly recording him for decades. Or maybe, for the first time, he saw the empire he built on secrets beginning to crumble in plain sight. He was no longer the confident celebrity mogul, just a man watching his kingdom fall apart. As he wobbled in his seat, the courtroom was unprepared for the storm that followed. Because in Hollywood, no secret stays buried forever. 50 Cent's testimony was more than a plot twist. It was a reckoning. He exposed disturbing claims about Diddy's infamous parties, the alleged crimes, and the unchecked abuse of power. The day had started quietly, like any other, whispered legal strategies, journalists waiting with pens poised. But everything changed the moment 50 Cent entered the room, unannounced. Some thought it was a publicity stunt, but the look on his face, the tight jaw, the steady eyes, told a different story. Diddy looked like he'd seen a ghost. Even the judge went pale. When 50 took the stand, he ignored Diddy completely. "I'm here to tell it like it is," he said, his voice cutting to the silence. He revealed he'd been recording Diddy since 2003. Not for fame, not for leverage, but for protection. What I saw, what I felt, and who was responsible, it's all documented, he declared. With that, the courtroom gasped again. The prosecution brought out a laptop and stacks of hard drives. "These recordings," they said, "have been verified by independent experts. They're real, they're unedited, and they corroborate witness testimony." Despite objection from Diddy's lawyers, the judge allowed the evidence, but only recordings tied directly to the charges. The courtroom leaned in as 50 Cent began. It started like a typical music industry invitation, an exclusive party hosted by Diddy himself. But the moment 50 arrived at the Hamptons estate, he knew something wasn't right. Cameras were hidden in what looked like decorations. Security was tight. Music blasted to drown out voices. Everyone looked on edge as he moved deeper into the house. The guest list got shorter, the tension thicker. Diddy came up to me and said, "I decide who stays and who goes in this industry." What I had witnessed for years was finally confirmed by the footage. It wasn't an isolated event. It was part of a long-standing, deeply disturbing pattern, 50 Cent testified. As the prosecution prepared to play the first recording, dated August 2003, Diddy began to visibly unravel. Beads of sweat trickled down his face as he shakily reached for a glass of water handed to him by his attorney. No one in the courtroom was prepared for what they were about to hear. The speakers crackled to life. Despite faint music playing in the background, Diddy's voice was chillingly clear. "Nobody is going anywhere. No one ever tells me no. You understand?" Then, a frightened woman's voice whispered, "I just want to go home." To which Diddy responded, "You'll go when I'm done with you. That's how it works." This was recorded after the 2003 MTV Video Music Awards. 50 Cent said, "I was in a separate room and overheard everything." A young model was invited by one of Diddy's associates. She tried to leave, but he refused. Next, the prosecution played a 2007 tape. The audio was clearer, Diddy's voice unmistakable. "I own everyone in this room. I can make you, or destroy you, just as easily. Don't test me." 50 Cent added. The voices in the background belonged to artists tied to Bad Boy Records. Diddy exploded during a studio session. He threatened careers, lives. Track after track revealed a consistent pattern. Explicit threats against those who opposed Diddy, talk of silencing victims, and apparent payments to keep people quiet. In a 2012 recording, Diddy discussed preparations for an upcoming freak-off: "Make sure all phones are collected. Stock the usual. Get NDAs signed. They don't have a choice, he said. Another voice asked about special guests. Double what we had last time. If they want to keep working, they'll follow the rules. Diddy replied as each tape played. Diddy seemed to shrink further into his chair. Despite his attorney's constant objections, the judge allowed the recordings, only those directly related to the charges, to continue. Then came the most damning clip. A 2016 audio recorded just weeks before the hotel incident with Cassie. She's being too independent, Diddy said. Another man asked, "What are you going to do?" Diddy answered coldly, "Remind her who's in charge. She can't cross me. I know too much about her," he added. "People who go against me know what happens." The courtroom fell completely silent. Jurors shifted uncomfortably. Cassie's legal team exchanged urgent glances. "I was at a private dinner that night," 50 Cent said. There were maybe 6 people. Cassie wasn't there, but Diddy spoke freely.